leaves, Cindy sees her. I mean, I am here for Cindy seeing everything, okay, and telling Mike. Cindy saw her leave. This was weird. Cindy and the creeper guy was going to get him out of his cell. And he was just looking at her in a weird way. Just and I don't know if it was supposed to be something. It was almost he was looking at her like he said wow or something, and she just had an odd look on her face. That whole scene was they keep leaving these little things that may be something. Um I don't know. Mike goes to see Evelyn, and she was surprised. She said, something about these kids throwing something over the overpass. And she said, when I find them, I'm going to charge them as adults. And he was like, Evelyn, come on, Evelyn. You got a lot of enemies, but I don't think it's teenagers. And he said, I think you should settle, kind of back off. And she said, I knew this wasn't, a social call, Mike, but I just can't argue with you right now. He tells her she really should relax. And she said, Mike, I have a witness. I can't relax. And a witness against Ian. Um, he does tell her though before all that he did say this is probably a warning, a brick through the window next, a bullet to the head. Now that's all he would have had to tell me. Now, I mean, he wasn't telling her he would do, but he's just like that's what someone's probably planning. So anyway, she said I can't back down because I have a witness, Mike. So Mike leaves and he calls Ian. He said we need to meet, and he was like, why? And he said, I think you know why. Evelyn's no, he said get Robert together and meet me. And he said Evelyn was off limits. I told you, right? Because he thinks Robert had something to do with what happened to Evelyn. While he's talking to the person who had everything to do with what happened to Evelyn. Raphael does exactly what he said he was going to do. He tried to talk to Roberto and tell him Bunny still wants to move his product, and Roberto's not having it. A fight ensues. The guy next to him gets shanked a lot, and they get into a big fight. Robert shows up. I'm still not sure what's up with that rental car. They get into it. They have words. Mike's like I told you, Evelyn was off limits. He said I didn't do anything to Evelyn, but he said he's glad it happened and he would toast whoever did it. So Robert turned around and toasted Ian. I mean, he didn't, but I'm just saying he should. Once Mike realizes Robert didn't do it, he looks at Ian and he tells him, he said, did you do it? And Ian gave an Oscar worthy performance. And he was like, what do you mean? I would never do anything like that, Mike. What the hell, blah, blah, blah. And he's, oh, but before that, Robert was telling Mike that he turned his back on everybody. Everybody's who's in jail and who's dead and all this stuff. And Mike's like, I didn't turn my back on anybody. I feel like that's going to get to him. It didn't in the moment, but I